Before we start stuffing the pork chops, we're going to set the grill to 350 degrees. Okay, so now we're going to show you guys how to build this stuffed pork chop recipe. So like I said, you're looking for about 1.5 to 2 inch thick pork chop, and all I did was cut a small pocket inside. You got to be very careful not to go through the back sides. You want to make sure that it's all just in the pork chop, just like that. So all we're going to do is take our stuffing. You can use any traditional stuffing recipe. You can use your favorite. You can use anything from the store. It's however you want to do it. I take about a 1/2 cup of stuffing, and we want to be liberal with it. You want to make sure you fill that pork chop up, and you want to fill it until it gets to just about the edge of the pork chop. So you see, nice and stuffed, this thing's ready to go. So all we're going to do now is get a little barbecue seasoning on it. Just use your favorite seasoning mixture. It doesn't have to be anything special. We're using just our favorite barbecue rub. So get some nice rub all the way on all sides of the pork chop. Perfect. So this pork chop's ready to go on the grill. We're gonna go ahead and get these in the pan. We'll show you guys how to get it ready for the grill. Okay, now that we have all of our pork chops stuffed, I have a little pat of butter on top of each pork chop to keep it nice and moist. And then we also have a little bit of apple cider we pour it into the pan. And you just want to cover the bottom of the pan. You don't want a ton in there, but it's also going to keep that nice apple flavor inside and keep the pork chops nice and moist as they roast. So all we're going to do is put a little foil over the top, and we're going to get them in the grill, and we'll show you guys what they're going to look like when they're all done. Okay, now that we have our stuffed pork chops prepped and ready to go, we're going to get our side dish ready. So we have some really nice acorn squash here. We're going to show you guys how to get these on the grill. So it's really simple. All we're going to need to do is go ahead and take off the top. They're kind of tough, so just be careful. Take your time. You're going to need a nice sharp knife. So now that we got that top off, we're going to put the flat side down and go ahead and cut the squash right in half. Okay. And when you open them up, you're going to see this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get this other one prepped. We're going to scoop out these seeds here, and then I'll show you guys how to get them seasoned and ready for the grill. Okay, now we have all of our seeds scooped out of the squash. All we're going to do is put a little bit of olive oil on each one, maybe about a teaspoon or so. And we want to make sure we rub it all around. So I have my gloves on here. I'm just going to go ahead and get olive oil around the entire surface of the squash. Okay, just go ahead and rub it around there. You can use a basting brush, whatever you're more comfortable doing. I like using my fingers to make sure I get nice, good coverage. So we got olive oil on the squash completely. Rub it all the way around. And now all we're going to do is sprinkle a little brown sugar on top as well. Try to get some nice coverage here. You don't want to get too much on there, but you want to make sure you're covering the whole surface of the squash. Okay, so our SmokeFire is set at 350 degrees. We have our stuffed pork chops covered with aluminum foil. We have our apple cider in there, so they're going to steam nicely inside. We have our acorn squash ready to go. Everything here is going to roast for about an hour on the grill, so everything should be done around the same time. We have a probe inserted into the meat of our pork chop, and we're going to show you guys how that works. The SmokeFire is going to tell us exactly when these pork chops are just right. So let's get them on the grill. And when you have liquid in here, just make sure you're being careful to keep it nice and level. And a fun idea while I'm putting these acorn squash on, you guys could also do the stuffed pork chops. You could use chicken breast instead. So if someone in your family doesn't like pork chops, you can do the exact same recipe but with a chicken breast, and it'll turn out just amazing. Okay, so it's been about an hour. Our stuffed pork chops and our acorn squash have been roasting at 350 degrees. Our Connect just told us that the internal temp of our pork chops is perfect, so we're going to go ahead and take these off and show you guys what it looks like. Okay, so we have our stuffed pork chops off the grill. The Connect told us the internal temperature is perfect. We put them on the grill just for a second to get a little extra color, and our roasted acorn squash is just perfect as well. We drizzled a little maple syrup over the top. The great thing about a meal like this is you have your nice individual meals that go straight from the grill to the plate. So we can have a nice, safe holiday. So you guys try this recipe, enjoy it at home. I know you're gonna love it.